So, welcome back. It's been a while. Been busy as it goes. Very busy. I'm never a teacher, believe it or not. So, anyway, that's enough BS. We've got a Kia Sportage petrol. I don't know the year. It's private reg. But as you can see, we have every light you can think of on the dashboard. Every light it starts, it runs fine. There's nothing wrong with the way it drives at all. So we have some sort of a, well, I don't know, it's going to be a CAN issue I would expect, or maybe a power supply to a module, which is then shutting the CAN down. I don't know at this precise moment. So naturally, first things first, we will connect the multimeter, not the multimeter, the diag machine, that's the one. I've already done the multimeter, I've checked the battery voltage, she's dandy. So let's have a look what the computer says. And the computer's not saying a lot, it can't read the reg, the VIN. So that's not good. Oh, can you see that? Focus. Now, I don't think that comes as a surprise to anybody. Focus, man. Anyway, nothing, it's not found anything, no communication with anything at all. So how do we go from here, guys? It's got a couple of add-on systems on, some cameras, I don't know what else, aftermarket. So first thing first, I'll disconnect those. I've already checked the fuses and I've just rechecked every fuse, etc, made sure that's fine. After that, I think we're going to have to get the scope out. Right, so we've got 60 ohm, or 59. Perfect, nearly textbook. So straight into the DLC. So what does that tell us? Does that mean our CAN bus system is perfect and fine? No, it does not. The amount of people who I hear say, I've got 60 ohms, the CAN system's spot on. That's simply not correct. Okay, it means that both of our terminating resistors on this particular line are good, and it also means that we don't have at this precise moment too much high resistance on the line. So the physical layer is looking good. Okay, it's not the be all and end all, but the physical layer of this data bus looks good for now. So at this point, I would put a pound to a pinch of salt that there's not a wiring fault. Does not mean there is not an ECU fault. In fact, that's now where my sort of thought process is going. We can't communicate with anything. We've got 60 ohms at the DLC. We've got power and ground at the DLC. I've just checked that. So we should be talking. So next, after this, is to actually scan it. Scope the system. Yeah, this ain't good. So as you can see, this is CAN low, supposed to be, and that's a pile of shite is what that is. So we're back on with the ignition, battery's plugged back in. We've done nothing else down here except check the resistance, check all the fuses, disconnect, you know, that add-on fuse there, and just had a general look around, scope, you know, with my scope on a rope, have a look at different things. This isn't good. So how do we go from here, guys? Difficult one, isn't it? We've got a communication fault. This here is not a wiring issue. I can say that with some confidence, just down to what we've seen already. So, you know, our physical layer is good at 60 ohms. It starts and drives fine. If there's a wiring fault and the comms were down between each and every module permanently, it wouldn't be driving, simple as that. So we've got to have an ECU that is given erroneous data. So I'm sure you've all heard of the unplug it test, and unfortunately that's what we're going to do. So let's get set up. Now, rule of thumb, guys, when you start to do the unplug it test is it's going to be whatever you disconnect last. Sod's law, okay? But we need to start with the obvious. We need to start unplugging the modules that we can get to easily, the most readily available modules. Right, so the main ones: engine ECU, TCM, ABS module, made no difference. The only things left under here really that I can think of are we've got a big steering control module down there for the pump, possibly be that. So I'll plug these back in since they've made no difference whatsoever. Okay, that's ABS back in. Let's get down there. Okay, that's the steering module. Nothing. Bugger. To be honest, I thought it could have been that. It's not. So just all I'm doing at the minute, guys, I'm doing it as quick as possible. So we've gone through it. We've unplugged the main ones. It's no different. So we're going to go inside the interior and we're going to see what we can disconnect there. Right, so as you can see, we have made a lovely mess of this interior, and it's not in here. It's not in here. The SCR, sorry, it's a petrol, doesn't have that. The SRS system is disconnected, no difference. All the LiDAR, all of the controllers up here for your collision control, lane departure, etc. I don't think it has LiDAR, but still. Gear selections, all our buttons, all disconnected. But we're getting somewhere. Okay, so if my beautiful little nephew here has a look at the screen for me. No, don't get too close where it gets all fuzzy in that. What I have found is if I disconnect this plug up here, look at the scope. We're back in action. So what's that telling me, guys? It's telling me that the issue is under the bonnet. Okay? We can now basically near enough 100% say there is no fault inside this interior. Cracking. So if I had the phone, tap. I've unplugged. Oh, let's see if I can get the camera on. Right, so we have some communication. It knows the reg. It knows all sorts, not the reg, the VIN. It knows all sorts now. But what it doesn't know is anything under the bonnet. I wonder why that is. Now, that's obvious. We've disconnected the CAN system from the bulkhead. So let's go back under the bonnet and start again. I have to get a bit deeper. Might even have to crack a diagram out. Oh, it's dangerous territory this is, guys. So after consulting the diagrams, I only missed one. Sod's law, and that is, what's it called? It's called M131 brake servo vacuum pump. Now I've got to be honest, I don't know where that is. I did check, obviously, the back of the vacuum, the servo for the brakes. It's not that, it just looks like a pressure switch. So I'm looking down like the sort of vacuum area here where we've got pipes coming in. So I'm just going to start unplugging everything. No, that's not it. Whether that's a solenoid or a pressure sensor, I don't know. Looks like only 2 wires. Yeah. What else we got? Again, 2 wires. It's not going to be some 2 wires. I can tell you that much. It's not going to be a sensor like that. But you know, it doesn't hurt to unplug it, does it, while we're here? God, these things are tight. Get off, you bastard. That's tight. I've even got my tongue out now. You know it's serious, don't you, Leo, when my tongue's out?
Mhm.
See, you're YouTube famous now, lad. Means you don't have to go to school anymore. He's been a right bugger. Oh, get the fucker off. Oh, there we go. Come on, look at this, Winston. Can you see? Back to being square. Find it. So whatever this goes to. Now what is that? It goes down yonder. I don't think it's this sort of throttle housing. I'll have to follow that one. Oh, I mean, it's got to strip some things down. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Right, so it looks like there is some sort of a vac pump under there. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go through all the fault codes, and then I'm going to delete them all, and then I'm going to see what comes back. And that one that comes back is going to be whatever I've unplugged with a bit of luck. Just so there's not too many. Do you want to say hello? And you've got to wait for the screen to be on, yeah? Good boy. Right, so once this is done, we shall resume. Like I say, hopefully it'll give us a bit more clarity and see what's going on.
Yeah.
So, I'll be honest with you, I don't know where the last part of the video got to. It started raining, so I went inside. Come back out today and started spitting again, but made some progress. Said pump has been disassembled. Yes, some people can look at that saying you could have probably took it off in 5 minutes underneath the car. I don't have that privilege anymore. So with a quarter drive set and a good old use of we got her out. So let's get it back on the bench just as the rain comes in and see if there's anything in there that we can repair. It's not, look, I don't think it's going to be able to, I'm going to be honest with you. Probably just going to end up buying another one, but shits and giggles, let's see where I go on. So what I've done, guys, is I've taken the pump off and just plugged in the controller at the top. Okay. What's this? Uh-oh, it's gone to shit again. So we know exactly which component has failed. See if we can fix this board then. Let's have a look. I don't have much hope. It has got covered in glue. So, no is the answer. There is a CAN chip here that has failed. I can't get one, basically. It'll take like 10 weeks to come from China. Shoo! Let's fit this one, won't we? Right, so got her in. Bit of a bugger. Took for a test drive and we were all good. No codes. Some humidity sensor, something for the aircon. Not interested. So a couple of key points from this, guys. Just because you've got 60 ohms does not mean there's the integrity of the whole CAN bus system is good. You need a scope. If I didn't have a scope, this would have been very difficult. I'm not sure how you'd go about this sort of thing without a scope, to be honest with you. Lessons learned, probably go to the diagram sooner, but nevertheless, that the tactics, your principles of going through it are the same. You need to start unplugging stuff and try and pinpoint the location or at least narrow down the location of where your fault is, as we did between the cab and the interior. I now know where that plug is under the cab to separate the CAN bus from the interior to the exterior. If I'd have known that to start off with, obviously I wouldn't need to strip the interior, but hey, lesson learned. It's one of them. So yeah, until next time, ta-da.